When Tommy Oliver lost his green Power Ranger abilities in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, he soon after became the White Ranger. Of course, this was a phenomenal event, and he was also gifted a new weapon. Tommy originally had a Dragon Dagger, a unique weapon. Not only was it a weapon in itself, but it could be used as a flute to summon his Zord. So when the White Ranger dawned on our screens, we all sat there wondering what his new weapon would be, now that he couldn't access the Dragon Dagger. Well, he was gifted Saba. But what exactly is Saba, and where did he come from? Well, let's dive in. Saba is a sword, a living weapon. He's an enchanted short sword, to be exact, and he is, of course, the personal weapon to the White Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, or Tommy Oliver. Saba is a unique weapon, as we don't really have many sentient weapons, I guess. But yes, Saba is a sentient being, which means he can talk. He's constructed by Alpha and Zordon after Tommy lost his abilities, and his first words to Tommy was to tell Tommy to activate his Zord, which would have been the Tiger Zord. His first introduction was the White Light episode, and his last appearance was Dimensions in Danger, because he has been seen more than he ever talks, which is a shame, really. So Saba's design is gold and white and silver, which mirrors the White Ranger's suit, of course. So here's the issue with having a sentient weapon. You kind of have to have a voice actor and also remember for the fact that he talks. During the third season of MMPR, Saba's role is diminished majorly because the Tiger Zord is destroyed, and Tommy obviously shifts to his ninja abilities where he gets the Falcon Zord. After that, Saba doesn't really have any dialogue. I think he has about 2 lines, if that, which is kind of a shame. In the power chamber, we can see a Saba with the White Ranger's display case, but I do believe that's an inanimate recreation of the weapon. But that's all said and gone in Power Rangers Turbo because the display cases are empty and Saba's also disappeared. There is a theory, though, that it was destroyed when Divatox blew up the power chamber. So when it comes to seeing Saba after Mighty Morphin, we can of course see him in Dimensions in Danger, but he is also used when Tommy fights the 3 versions of his past Ranger forms whilst he was in a coma. It's wielded by the White Ranger, but of course that wouldn't be actual Saba. Now, when he gets the Master Morpher and he has the recreation of his White Tiger Power Coin, Saba's also recreated and returns to be his primary weapon whilst he uses the White Ranger form. And apparently his personality is intact, which means he is sentient in Dimensions in Danger. We don't hear him talk, but he is there. And of course, after these events, one of the things that we do know as well, he's also in the Super Mega Force major final battle. Looking at you, Super Mega Force, but he is there because, of course, Tommy uses Saba to pull the child out of the car before it falls off the bridge. So when it comes to Saba, he's obviously sentient. He has the ability to hold full-blown conversations with Tommy. And it's a shame we don't really get to see Saba interacting with the other Rangers. I mean, we do see Jason and Zack don the chest piece and use the dagger from the green powers. Can you imagine if Saba had to team up with like Trini, for an example, or Rocky, for an example? Like an episode where Saba is stuck with another ranger? That would have been really cool. But anyway, there's a few things that he can do. First off, he controls the Tiger Zord. He can control the Tiger Zord and maintain influence over it by being inserted into the console. This is obviously redundant now, obviously, because the Tiger Zord does get destroyed. Though, he can also control it when he's near the cockpit. He doesn't actually need to be in it, which is kind of cool. Saba would make the White Tiger Zord operate so that any move performed by Tommy, his punches, his kicks, all that sort of stuff, is performed by the White Tiger Zord as well. Saba can also levitate. He's able to float around and fly around the air, suspend himself there. It's actually pretty cool. Now, when being used as a weapon, he can also do a few things. Saba's able to fire white lightning beams from his eyes, strong enough to take down monsters. This can also be seen in the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie that we had, which isn't canon, but we do actually see Saba flying up to a container and breaks the chains with said lasers, so that's kind of cool. Obviously, he can also be charged with energy and lightning. Apparently, these are two different things. Who knew? Tommy has charged Saba up with a white energy to slash a hole in a force field to save Kimberly. And also, the lightning is capable of destroying almost the entirety of Zed's fish army with just one hit. So, does that mean Saba's pretty darn powerful? Who knows? Well, when it comes to some behind-the-scenes facts and trivia, I got a couple for you. First off, Saba's name was derived from Saban Entertainment, the people who made and were producing Power Rangers at the time. Though there is another little bit of fact and trivia for you here as well. The voice actor for Saba is by one of the producers of Power Rangers, later in Mighty Morphin and going into Power Rangers Zeo, called Tony Oliver, who served as the namesake for Tommy Oliver. So I think that's actually a pretty cool little, full circle. He does have a Super Sentai counterpart, but he's not from the Super Sentai that Mighty Morphin's based off. He's based in the Super Sentai that the White Ranger's based off, which is Die Ranger. Now, when it comes to the episodes that he's seen in, it's actually quite a lot. He's pretty much all the way through Mighty Morphin Season 2. He comes into it in episode 18, which is White Light. But then he's pretty much seen every single episode until episode 52, Blue Ranger Gone Bad. Mighty Morphin Season 3, he's pretty much in all of them, going all the way through, all the way into episode 33. And then he's obviously seen in Power Rangers Zeo. He's in 2 episodes of Power Rangers Dino Thunder, because there is the archive footage episode. There's also Power Rangers Super Mega Force, and then there's obviously Dimensions in Danger. Saba's also been seen in the comic books several times, being in the Boom Studios, the 30th anniversary, and of course Power Rangers Soul of the Dragon, which was the Tommy Oliver sequel, and of course more delved into the Master Morpher and the history there. Saba is a fantastic installment, not only to Tommy Oliver's weapon archive, but to Power Ranger history. It's a bit weird how he's constructed by Alpha and Zordon, and he can talk. There's literally no explanation on why he's sentient. I wish there was. Also, I would have loved to see more versions of Saba, different weapons that were sentient, different ideas and stuff like that. It would have been really cool to see, a Saba that's also a blaster or a spear, but they had different animal representations, different colours, and they could talk. Honestly, when it comes to Saba, he's one of the most unique but most underwhelmed characters of all time, and it is a shame. If you do want to see some form of Saba talking and exploring that, I definitely recommend you checking out the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Boom Studio comics. His first appearance in that is issue 11, but his Coinless universe, the world of the Coinless, is definitely gotten more when it comes to usage and a lot more history. He is in Lord Draken's universe, and he's abandoned, originally partnered with that versions of Jason, who was chosen to become the White Ranger. But obviously when Tommy interrupts this process and becomes the Green Witch hybrid, Zordon locked Saba away so that he could, not be used for evil. They didn't want to have an evil Saba running around. But he is has a lot more action involved. He actually helps out when it comes to the Rangers escaping. He also is the reason why Tommy and Billy find out Lord Draken's origins. So there's a lot more background and a lot more usage. There's a lot more just interactions with Saba in general. This is what I mean by I wish we could see it on screen, because he's the reason that Tommy and Billy learn Lord Draken's origins. He summons the White Tiger Zord. He does a lot more in it, and it's just a shame, realistically. But yeah, he also is just, he actually has a really cool comic design. It's the same, but it's just nice to see him drawn. But anyway, that's this video done. Let me know what you guys want me to explain next. I'm going to be diving into a lot more explanation videos. Similar format to this. We've done the Spirit Rangers back in December. That was a lot of fun. But of course, I want to expand more into Power Rangers, explain different things, but also leave Power Rangers and explain different things as well. I'm going to be explaining some things like Pokemon and Ben 10. I've got some Digimon videos. I've got some things in the works. But please let me know down below what sort of things you want me to explain next, and let me know. That being said, of course, are you a fan of Saba? Let me know. Do you wish we saw more of Saba? If you guys want to see a new version of Saba, please check out the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Upgrade fanfictional storyline called the Ultra Rangers on Power Rangers Universe 19, the podcast. And if you want to see what it looks like, go check out the Ozymon video and look for the Ultra Weapon video, because I collabed with its writer and narrator, Cosmic Dude 637, because I drew the weapons from that fanfiction audio drama. And we redesigned Saba, but this time round with, instead of a tiger, he's based off a phoenix, which was a lot of fun to draw. That being said, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Let me know what you guys think of Saba, and I shall see you guys real soon.